Working on setting things up. And save. There we go. Now I gotta get a link. There's no link on the YouTube's thing, the studio. Hold on. I'm gonna go hunting for a link here. I'm gonna post on Discord. Here we go. Alright, I think I should be good to go. Finish up something else real quick. Make sure it's filling up. Yeah, looks like I'm good. Alright. So what I've got right now is just a bunch of caves and an bow animation. Yeah. So enter non-existent room. My main objective today is just get a player and room transitions. So I think I'm gonna start with a player. I do have a head. A detached head or something. And some feet, but I'm not gonna do the feet right now. I just need a head to mark the body. I don't need that. Alright, so I think it's been a couple days since I've done this. I just finished finals. Okay, so I'm gonna just take this head here. These are the feet I'm gonna use later. I'm probably gonna change the character design. That's just temporary. YouTube's saying my bitrate's not good. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm just gonna save this as a head. Do I need to differentiate? I think I need to differentiate the eyes from the background because it doesn't. Otherwise, the eyes are gonna be transparent. I don't want the eyes to be transparent, so I'm gonna have to do that. Okay. I'm gonna put a head right here. Head. This is gonna be a temporary image. I'm gonna have to delete it later. I got a bunch of scuffed stuff going on right here, so we can move things around like into an asset manager in a bit. This is mostly just get things to test with. So we gotta turn on the music a bit. Hello. Head. There you go, now I got the head. And I should be able to, I need to make a player. Actually, I should probably start cleaning up the structure here, because I'm gonna have to move around the player later. Okay, yeah, I guess it's restructuring time. So I need an asset manager. So, boop. Where's new file? I'm dumb. Okay. Assets.py. So class, asset, manager. I don't need that. Definite. Is this for Game Jam? No, it's not. I'm taking a bit of a break from my devlog project because the devlog project I want to do some I want to redesign it, change the design of the game. So the framework that I've already built is going to still be used, and almost all of the code I've built is still going to be used. I just want to make sure that the gameplay is good, because I'm not confident with that at the moment. And the thing is, I can't force that. I can't just spend more time and get something faster. Well, I can spend more time and get something faster, but normally the good ideas just kind of come to me randomly, so I'm doing this while I wait, essentially. I need a pointer to the game. Do I? I don't think so. I need to. How am I gonna? Whatever. Dot. Misc images equals that. There we go. So I just have something from miscellaneous images. What am I making? I'm making here. It's something I just started. It's gonna be okay, just enter the dungeon and Drawn Down Abyss, and you get, well, it's gonna be kind of a dungeon-based roguelite with lots of bullets, but also cards. I wanna redo Drawn Down Abyss's mechanics, essentially, in this form, because it was a very interesting idea and people liked it, but it was a little bit too much thrown together. It was a platformer, a card game, a bullet hell. It was also roguelike. It was too many genres at once, and it was a little bit overwhelming for people. I made it work, but it's still a bit too much for people. So I want to take out the platformer part, which makes the bullet hell part easier to deal with. Actually, Drawn Down Abyss isn't too much of a bullet hell. There's some projectiles, but I didn't do too many because otherwise it's really hard to handle since it's a platformer. So yeah, this game's just going to be more polished form of card game thrown into other genre. And yeah, I'm sticking with the same bullet hell roguelite type thing though. You're about to go to sleep. You want to say one for my YouTube videos? No problem. You missed what? Wait, what do you mean no super chats? I'm not sure what you mean by no super chats. Well, how to do sprite animations tutorial. I do have a video on animations. It's sprite is just a vague term. It's just a thing you put on the screen. It doesn't really mean anything. Actually, in terms of Pygame, it does kind of mean something because sprites are a class within Pygame, but I don't use them at all, and I never have. The bow has good animations. Something interesting about this game is that the pixels are actually 4 pixels. So when I start rotating things and moving them around, it's going to look a bit smoother than you see here. You meant like drawing frames? Oh, you mean like just the art aspect of it, not the code aspect. I don't really teach pixel art. IDE editor, it doesn't matter. I was using basically a very simple text editor for a while. I was using Idle. It doesn't matter too much. The simpler you use, the better habits you'll get, but there are disadvantages to that as well. Anyways, back to the asset manager. How do I think it's safe to say all the miscellaneous images will just be top level. So I can just import OS and just load from here. So I need the load image thing. What is it? It's an image, I think. So from .image import load image. Also, I'm testing out something to see if I'm going to take a sponsorship. It's Kite. So you're gonna see some special stuff in my editor. Okay, so now I can just do list comprehension. Let's go load image p for p in os.list dir Okay, hold on. Resource folder equals data / images. Resource folder. And then resource folder plus that. If p.split, I need to make sure it's a PNG, is PNG. So that should put all of the images into there that are at the top level under images. So just make sure it's working properly. Actually, no, that's just a straight up array. I need them to be it needs to be in a dictionary. I forgot about that. So I gotta get rid of this one-liner. So for p in os.lister resource folder self.images p.split. You want to take off the PNG part, equals load image resource folder plus p. Can I do an if right here? I don't know if that works. I'm surprised I don't know that. I'm wondering if I put in one line right there. Anyways, if p.split, this is the PNG check, -1 is PNG. Then I can do that. And self.images. There we go. Time to chat again. It's a lot. Oh, I probably should have made the chat thing a little bit smaller. Can I just modify the alpha right here? I don't think I can. I can transform it, but I can't just set the alpha. That's annoying. Okay. Is it Atom? Yeah, I'm using Atom right now. Do I recommend Pygame or switching to Godot or Godot? It depends what you're trying to do. If you're trying to learn to code, I recommend Pygame. Also, if you're planning on sticking in with the scope of stuff where it's like pixel art and you don't care about super fancy VFX, you can do quite a bit in Pygame, but you don't care about the some of the fancier stuff. Pygame's fine. Pygame's very good for learning to program. You're going to get a lot better with programming with Pygame than you would with Godot. Just with any engine in general, you're not going to learn as much about programming logic. But yeah, Godot is obviously going to have more functionality. In my case, I can make stuff faster with Pygame than Godot, and even if I learn Godot to its fullest, I think I'm going to be quite a bit faster with Pygame. Like in the long run, when it comes to basic functionality of a game, an engine is pretty much always going to beat out a framework. But yeah, well-built framework, you can't really compete with that. Just talking about other stuff, looks like Sublime. Alright. What do you mean you can't run code in the free version of Sublime? I haven't tried it. Alright, okay, back to this. I need to import my asset manager. So I need to do self.assets equals import scripts dot asset. No, from scripts import asset manager. There we go. It was actually a pain to get it so that I could press enter without it using the autocomplete. So asset manager, I think I can just do that and it'll load everything. Unless I'm being dumb. Let's see what I got. Oh, I need to turn off. Okay, it loaded the images, nice. I need to turn off this. It's printing out a bunch of information about the map generation. Where is it? There's a print somewhere. And I don't know where. Aha, there it is. Sneaky. So now that should be gone. I should just have. Okay, never mind. Print. There it is. And now am I good? There we go. There's just the images. So time to make a player. I'm not sure how I want to. I need to make some sort of entity manager as well. So entities.py, and I'm also going to need a player.py. Also, a bunch of you guys have been asking me about object-oriented programming stuff, and I guess now if you're going to watch my streams, you're going to see how I do it. And I'm probably doing it the wrong way, but I know what I'm doing is fine in terms of making stuff. It's just structurally incorrect as far as I know. A lot of messages again. I need to figure out a good way to look over the messages, because I can't read everything. But there's a lot of questions in there as well. I don't know. Okay, class, entity, manager. I keep forgetting you don't need that. Init, self, gonna need access to the game. Stuff like game, self.players, that's it. The reason why I put it as a list is because I might add multiplayer to this later on. That would be hilarious. Now I need player, init. So I need the position. Oh, it needs, I don't know if I want to use my old entity class that has all sorts of weird functionality in it. It's kind of clunky. I might make a new one for this, because I wrote a new animation system. Okay, I look at the chat and I just see you're smoking weed. Why don't I play lo-fi? I mean, this is the music I like. You got a problem with it? What is game attribute for? That's for it points to the game object itself, so I can reach up to the parent class that's running the entire game and grab anything I want. I think that's something I'm doing that you're really not supposed to do with object-oriented programming, but I'm doing anyway and it works. It's good for getting things done, I would say. You're drinking orange juice, nice. Funny enough, I don't think I've had anything other than water this year. Like, not even juice, soda, or anything. Is it a new game? Yeah, okay. Caught up again. So, I'm gonna make some sort of entity object. So I'm gonna have a entities file and an entity file. Entity. So this is going to be inheriting from entities. So from entities. No, it's from .entity import entity, and then I can just specify the class it's inheriting from, and do a good old super init self. I think that's what I have to do. Okay, so I'm so cracked. Def init self. So it's going to need a position, size, and type. So self.position equals position. And if I've learned anything from Toucan, I don't know if he's here, so you gotta be careful copy these parameters when they're arrays, or else you're gonna have pain. Sorry about copy. Can you copy a tuple? There's no copy for tuples. So maybe you don't want to do that. Because I'm just going to assume it's a list. It's going to crash otherwise. Self that type equals type. Reading chat again. Danny is mad? Okay. Why do I use Pygame? I just went over that. I'm faster with it. Also just more enjoyable to work with. Sockets with Pygame? Yeah, I've done that. I'm planning on making a video on that at some point, so people know how to make online games. It's pretty tedious, but I know how to do it. What is the game about? Oh, you can deep copy a tuple, but you can't copy a tuple? Alright, I guess that makes sense. Because the deep copy is supposed to actually copy everything. That seems excessive, though. How am I? Fine. Sleepy. Although I only woke up, like, what, 9 hours ago? Oh, I need... You know what I am gonna copy? I'm gonna take, No, I need this one. Couple games. I need the collision code. I don't want to write that again, so... It's in here somewhere. It's not in mob. It's not gonna be in that one. Actually, it might be in this one. Yeah, here it is. Just gonna take this real quick. Wait a second. Is the thing frozen for music? Okay, it's on Pinky Promise right now. I don't know. Take some apples. Yeah, well, I guess, yeah, since tuples are immutable. No point in copying them. You see, this is the old one. There's a lot of attributes I just kind of threw in there and I keep tacking things on. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna write a new equations thing. The other one's a bit messy. I do like the idea of the physics object being... wait, no. I'm not gonna do that again. So, I'm gonna need a move function. It needs to have access to everything it can collide with. Yes, I am using Pygame. So, it needs the motion and the collision. So, tiles? So I need a function for just getting a list of collisions. Wait, how did I do that before? This one, no. I need, where is it? I'm lost. I have too many files. So yeah, it's just a list of the... Okay, yeah, it's a list of the wrecks it collided with. Alright. Take your name, please? What? Well, yeah, I can do self.pose equals pose. The whole reason I'm copying is because sometimes I'll pass a list. Well, also, I can't... This object does need to be in a list form. Because... otherwise... I can't move it. If it's a tuple, I have to redefine the tuple every time I want to move it. That's not good. It needs to be a list. You leaving? Alright, see ya. So, def collision list. Object list for object 2. Wait, no, for R in object list. If object collide rect R hit list equals that. Hit list dot append R. I'm doing the episode 3 from the tutorial live again. Well, actually I haven't done a live before, but this is the 3rd time I'm doing it where you guys can see it. Return hit list. So if you don't know, the idea behind collisions is you just handle one axis at a time, which I've said like 15 times by now across all my videos. What does the game look like so far? Hold on, I'll show you. I'm just gonna save all these files. Here's this. I've got some world generation with doorways. I have a system for different base maps for rooms and generating the doorways between them, but I only made one base map, so you can't tell that that exists. It looks like there's just one. But the doorways are actually cut straight through, so it's not just always removing 2 on the edge. It goes straight through and across. So I can make the walls thicker if I want. Can you have the source code? I mean, you can see it right here, but I'm not posting it. As I work on it, like for a lot of my projects that are in development, I'm just gonna post the code on my Patreon. I gotta make sure that. Okay, so the music player thing is working. In fact, yay! Oh, there's 60 people watching. Wow. Do I prefer tabs or 4 spaces? Do you cringe at Pep 8's conventions? Why do you cringe at Pep 8? Pep 8's fine. I press tab, but I think it's just converted to 4 spaces by default. I think. Actually, wait, no, these aren't. I think these are tabs. Huh? Okay, I must be using tabs. But I've always pressed tab. Don't press space 4 times. I mean, it really doesn't matter nowadays. Most IDEs work either way. It just Python might freak out if you mix them. So I'm using Python or I'm using Game Engine. I'm using my own stuff. So yeah, just raw Python. How can you want to make games? I mean, the best thing to do is to make games, so like game jams and stuff. If you don't know how to do it at a base level, there's tutorials. You can get into a Game Engine or Pygame or whatever. How do you add sound to a game? I have a video on that. Why not use a Game Engine? I don't like them. I need to add a frequently asked questions. I've been asked why I use Pygame so many times. Alright, so I need to do X first. So self.position 0 plus equals... Ooh. Wait, can I just do... I think I can do... I learned this recently while freelancing. Wait, no, not stack method. I need property. Def rect. So, this is an interesting thing. Return pygame.rect of self.position 0, self.position 1, self.size 0, self.size 1. So I can access this, which is doing self.rect. So even though it doesn't look like I'm calling a function, it actually is, which is kind of funny. It's shorthand. It makes things confusing. You cringe at Pep 8 because I'm just sending too many messages. I can't read this because you personally use multiple imports in a line. Oh, multiple imports in a line. Yeah, I do that. There are things from Pep 8 I don't do, but I think I follow like half of it. camel case in Python? I'm not using camel case anywhere. Well, do you call camel case when you start with a capital? I don't think you do. But, can you not spam, please? But yeah, the ID I am using is Adam. Okay, so back to working on this motion 0. So I don't have to update the rect anymore because it's just inherently updated. So hit list equals collision list of self.rect and the tiles. So does app property just return a function into a variable? Yeah, it does. Essentially, it just makes it acts as a property, even though it's really a function. So every time you access it, it calls the function. It's arguably slower, but it's not a huge deal. What did I want to have to code? I mean, mostly for the base level, I used a book. It's like Inventing Games with Python or something, and then I learned Pygame from reading other people's code and the documentation, which I learned over a very long period of time. I don't recommend learning like that. You love my tutorials? Thank you. Wondering if you can make one about sprite sheet animation. Are you talking about like loading them from a sprite sheet? I think I discussed how I did that in one of my devlogs. Do I watch anime? I haven't for months, but I do sometimes. The last thing I watched was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Copy makes it so that you're no longer pointing to the object. Yeah, it's an issue of pointers, essentially. Even though pointers aren't explicit in Python, you gotta keep them in mind. Every time there's an object, pretty much, you set another value equal to it, you're really just setting a pointer. It's not cloning the object. Man, I'm answering so many questions here. Would you recommend using C++ and SDL? I mean, SDL I think has similar issues in some regards as Pygame, because it's CPU rendering, still going to be slow, but you can do it's a little bit faster, I think. And then also game logic itself is going to be much faster, but I mean, I don't think you should be making games in C++, really. There are better languages for that nowadays. There's a reason why Unity uses C#, I think. Spreadsheets are annoying to get working, but they give you a higher frame rate? That's not how that works. You need sleep. Good night. You need to load a single sheet. Yeah, I discussed how to do that in the devlogs. I do plan on making a video on that at some point. What's my favorite color? I don't know. I think it's gold. It used to be green. Looks like a certain shade of gold. Okay, I need to... what I need to do is just have a timer. It's like every 15 minutes I read the chat or something. Or like, every 15 minutes I'll watch for questions for a couple minutes or something like that, because this is becoming an issue. Although I'll probably apply that next stream or something. Anyways, more collision code. So for block and hit, for tile and hit list, if motion 0 is more than 0, so you're going right. One, I forgot about this issue here. So temp rect equals, can you copy a rect? Well, technically this is just returning a rect. So I think that's making a new one, since it's generating a new one here every time I access it. So temp rect dot right equals tile dot left, and then if motion 0 is less than 0, so you're going left, temp rect dot left equals tile dot right, and then that's the X movement. So self dot position 0 equals temp rect dot X. I think that'll do it. So now I just do the Y movement, which is going down here. Just swap these out for a bunch of 1s. So I think I click the autocomplete thing. I don't want to do that. And then I have to do, this is bottom to top, and top to bottom, I think. Just gotta redefine this at the end. And I think that's it for motion. I could be being dumb, but I think I'm good on that. I do have a nice animation system I need to implement here. Do it. This thing needs to be able to pull from the asset system to determine what the entity should look like based on what it is, and whether it should have just a static image or an animation system. That's ideal. So I need a player assets thing here. I know I have, this does need access to the game, because it needs access to the animations. Great, so self.game equals game. So that's gonna go there. But yeah, it needs to be able to access the animations. I don't remember the structure of the animations, it's in here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So I just create a new animation like that. So this thing needs access to... What's the best way to give this access to the game? Because I don't feel like... I feel like there's a better way to do it than putting in the arcs, maybe. There's a lot of messages going on. Someone deleted something. I guess hold on languages. Golang. Python runs slow? I mean, there's stuff you shouldn't do. There's plenty of things you can do wrong. Why does Python run slower? Because it's interpreted in real time. It's not compiled into binary. Well, it's not compiled into machine code. Copy is Python dictionary method. What? I guess talking about something else. Anyways, Oh my goodness, this video, well, this stream's up to 685 playbacks. That's insane. Okay, let me figure out how I'm gonna apply this animation system. I guess, in theory, Actually, I don't need to do the animation system right now because the player doesn't have an animation. Yeah, the player doesn't have an animation at the moment, it's just a head. So it needs to be able to have a static image. Or maybe the entity, like the entity class itself shouldn't even be responsible for rendering. Actually, I think it should. So, I'm gonna have a more structured system for the images later, maybe? Oh, wait, you know what I can do? I don't know what this line is. I keep calling it line is, but my original plan was to call that game Lines, but I keep pronouncing the E and I don't know why. At this point, it's just called line is. Because I've said it so many times. So I'm gonna make a folder and call it what is this? Entity static. So I'm gonna just have a bunch of images in here. I think I'm gonna group them by type. So I'm gonna have player 1. And then I can just go in here and then rename this to default or something. And the default will be what it uses when it starts. So I need to load the entity static images though. I need a load directory function. So load directory. So path, and it's just for p in os.lister path if p.split is png, images is just that. It's the same thing I wrote below, essentially. Images p.split and take off the ending equals load image path plus I'm gonna assume it has the /. There we go. So now I just return the images. In theory, I just delete this now, and I can do that equals load directory resource folder, and then self this one's actually a bit different though. It's not just loading. So it's entity static equals that. So I have to go through all the directories. So it's for d in os.lister resource folder plus entity static. So it's for every folder in there. That's an entity. And now I just load each of those. So it's self.entity static d, I think, equals load directory resource folder entity static plus d. I think that'll do it. So self.entity static. Let me see how this looks. Game. Alright, this needs to be self, not game. Player default. Okay. Player default. Oh, it needs the trailing /. I'm gonna make it so it adds it if it needs to. So if path -1 does not equal that path plus equals it. There we go. That's not right. Did I not return anything? It just returns a blank, oops. Just reading the last few messages again. At this point, you're just gonna have to get lucky. I am not just gonna read through everything, or else I'm not gonna get anything done. You're talking about Sonic, okay. You can run games from 2000 on Pygame now, right? Actually, there's a huge difference between like what you could do with Pygame when I started in like 2013, what you can do now, because computers are like, the processors are about twice as fast, I think, on average, maybe a little bit faster, which is a bit unfortunate. Like, people were hoping it was going to speed up a bit more than that, but it's still pretty good. You can get about twice as much done, because the base clock speed of processors are about twice as fast. Also, Pygame 2 makes things a lot faster. Just Pygame 2 on its own has its own performance improvements, the double thing, so it's already like 4 times better than it was in 2013. How do I manage entities? I have an entity manager. I'm working on it. The stuff I'm doing right now, there's not a whole lot to look at. I'm writing a lot of structure. Let's see if my thing's loaded. So there we go. I got my entity static images. So it knows there's a player folder, and it loads all the images for that player folder, which starts with default. And the default's the only entity it's going to use. This needs access to the game somehow. I really don't. You know what? I could make a create entity function within the entity manager that uses this initiation function and passes the game to it. Since this already knows what the game is, I don't have to do that every time I create an entity. So I can just put game right here. But that's just something I have to do later. So self.game equals game. And like I said, this is the thing that you're probably not supposed to do, but it makes things easier. I don't know. I need to make that video on why you should write bad code for games. Anyways, need to get, is it game.assets? Game.assets. So it knows its type. So self.current image. I'm gonna make that a property. For the time being, it's just gonna return that. I want the short property name to always point to the correct thing. A current image is probably only going to apply for static stuff, so equals entity, wait, no, game.assets dot entity static type and then it needs to be default by default. So there's the default image. Yay. Alright. So this is a bit of a mess, but I think it should get the job done for rendering. So now I just need a render function. Def render self. It needs a when it knows its position. It needs an offset and a target surface. So surf offset equals 0, 0. And then surface dot put self dot image, because that calculates this image onto self dot position 0 minus offset 0. Self depth position 1 minus offset 1. I think it should be as simple as that. So I need to work on the player now, which needs to initialize all of the stuff from here. So I need to determine the player's dimensions. It's not really an engine right now, or even a framework. I'm building it from the ground up. My platformer one's specifically for platformers. Well, it's for large tile-based games. It works for top-down stuff, but this one's structurally different because it's got rooms. I could use my old code, but I think the reduced complexity of a system designed around this game will work well. Anyways. We're looking at 7x6. I'm gonna make it a little bit taller. Just make it 7x7. How about that? I'm gonna make all of... Wait, where is it? This thing. I want color key equals none. And then I can pass that in. Because I got different color keys in different places, which isn't good. Where's the image? Here it is. So the color key is right there, so I can just pass another color key. So in this case, the color key is going to be 255.0255. It's important. Now I have to go back to initialize them. Wait, was I doing something else? No, wait. Player size equals 7. The position... Does it... Whatever, I'll do position here. So I just pass it along, I guess. I also need the game to pass along. So game, position... what else? Oh, I need the size, so player size. And then the type, which is obviously going to be player. I am a great programmed. Thanks. This is the most vibe stream you've been on. It's probably... I think it's the music. I don't know. You stumbled over here. Nice. Couldn't the process be simplified by using sprite sheets? No. I don't have... I mean, I could make a sprite sheet, but I don't want to go through loading it like that. Aseprite natively has a system for exporting a list of... Well, like, into like... Aseprite has a functionality for exporting an animation into a bunch of images, which is what I'm going to use here. Everything else I'm just doing by hand in MS Paint. Do I use Pygame.vector too? No, I don't. Well, you say spreadsheets depend on how many sprites you have. I'd say it depends on how many frames you've got. Well, okay, it depends. Yeah, it is how many sprites you have, or how many frames you've got. Historically, I've used sprite sheets for tile sets and for animations. Outside of that, I don't use them. I don't know why they're increasing your frame rate. You're probably doing something else with your normal rendering. It's possible that you're using someone else's code and they're using .convert and stuff, and you're not. That'll do it. Would I ever use Photoshop? No, that's too bulky. I like MS Paint because it like loads quick and stuff, and it's simple. I use Aseprite if I want a heavier and better tool. I don't think that Aseprite... No, I don't think Photoshop can beat Aseprite for the style I do. I'm using Pygame, yeah. Brazilian. There's a lot of those in my streams. Okay, so back to this. So superclass is initiated. I need I'm going to just start with one player, I guess. So from dot player import player, I think it is, and then I just do player game and I need a position. So for the time being, I'm just gonna do 2020. I think that'll be in a not awful spot. I do need a render function for the entity manager, so render self, need a surface to render onto, and a offset for the scroll and stuff. So 0, 0. I don't wait. I just need that. Okay, so for right now, I don't have any other entities, so I just got to render the player. So for player in self.players, player.render surf and offset should be. In Python, there's no graphical interface. You want to make a sales system? I would, if you're doing something like that, I would recommend something like TK. TK is more for graphical interfaces than Pygame is. Pygame's more, it's less structured. They don't give you as much of a framework to work with, and it's more designed around like showing images and shapes and stuff at different locations rather than having structured elements that are kind of related to each other in some way. What programming is this? This is Atom. I really need to make frequently asked questions. I did see that YouTube has a pin function now, so I can just straight up pin that, I think. I definitely need to restylize the chat. I don't like how that looks in the top right. I might make my own kind of, I don't know. Because the music player is my own. I made it before the stream today. Okay, so anyways, I just have to load the entity manager now. So from scripts.entities import entity manager. Edge is the game. So self.entities equals entity manager self. And I need to render the entities. So self.entities.render screen. Wait, no. Self.screen. I need a better window object or something because that's still messy. Offset. There's not gonna be an offset. It crashed. Color is not defined. In load image. Where'd the key go? Okay, 5 positional arguments, 6 were given. Woohoo. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm not supposed to give the self, am I? Haha. Ah, there's the player. I just noticed you guys can probably really hear my mouse, because my mouse is about as close to my microphone as my face is. Add movement. I'm working towards it. I just added physics. I don't have movement yet. Is there a way to place it 2 times at once? Yeah. I mean, that's the default. I lost my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh, I was moving the spawn point. Because that is not in an open spot. There we go, that's an open spot. So now I need some movement. This is just something to move which map I'm looking at. Alright, so need input. Okay. I'm gonna make the window manager and the input manager now. Or, yeah. So, new file, window.py. Class, window, def, init, self. I don't think it needs access to the game this time. I don't think. So it does need to import Pygame. Needs these 2 lines. Is this an old Snail's House track? I don't think I've seen or heard this one. Huh. Oh, it's not that old. Should have heard of that. Okay, I did not mean to. Okay, I actually don't have a cap on the time right now. Like, the frame rate. I wonder if I should have like a frame start, frame end thing inside the window. I think that makes sense. Def frame start self pass def frame end self pass. So you want to fill the screen on frame start, and you need access to the time library. So now I just copy paste and boop. Wait, no, that's not. I need that. That's what I need. Self.start time, self.start time. Self.screen.fill, that's good. So now I can take that out. And then plugin to split to update goes on frame end. So now I just have to create the window object. So from scripts dot window import window self.window equals window self. Never mind, just window. So self.frames. Wait, no. Okay, self.window.frame start. Self.window.frame end. PyQt? That is an alternative to TK. RenPy? I don't know hardly anything about it. Funny enough, some of the resources I was looking at just in relation to Python and Steam, because there is an API you can use with Steam. You don't have to use it, so you can technically put anything on Steam that'll run as an executable, or just you can get to run from the command line essentially. But they do have an API you can use, and it's for like achievements and stuff if you want to add achievements to your game to work on with Steam. And I was seeing a lot of stuff about RenPy when I was looking up Python libraries for dealing with the achievements and just with Steam's API. But I don't know hardly anything about RenPy outside of that. What game am I making? It's a mashup of a bunch of genres. You'll see what it looks like in a moment. It's very simple looking, but I'm going to go ham on the VFX with it. I can't run. No video mode. Oh yeah. Wait. So when I call this, it should have created a... Did it not create? It should have done that. Hold on. Oh, you know why? I created it too late. This needs to be the very first thing it does. Game has no attributes screen. That makes sense. It's self dot. Window dot screen. And self.window.screen and self.window.screen. DT is not defined. Oh, it needs to be self.dt. Self.window.dt. There we go. Back. So, time for an input manager. New file. I'm making files left and right here. Input. Def. Init. Self. I don't think there's anything important to initialize there. Oh, yeah, there is. Self dot moving right equals false. Moving left equals false. Self dot moving up equals false. Gotta do down as well. And now I can copy this. Def process self boot. If event.key is kd self dot, wait, hold on, I'm just gonna do keys equals that, and then I'll do right kd left ka. Just gonna make it configurable later, so up kw down ks. So now I can just do if keys right. Self.moving right equals true. If event.key is keys left, elf left, moving left equals true. And then gotta do the other two. And I just gotta do this with false. Nope, not there. False. Now just copy, paste, let's go. I need a reset function to clear everything. I think it'll reset all the values essentially. So, I'll reset. There we go. Now I can take this out and do self.input.process, and self.input equals input. This is, I'm gonna go below the window actually. And from scripts.input import input. Guess we're talking about DT, looks like. Snail Sauce Pog, yes, sorry, Pog. 74-person pair programming. Why is a Y inverted in Pygame? It's just a computer science thing in general, I think, where the top left is 0, 0. I think it originates from the fact that in English and a lot of languages, you start from the top left and you go right and down. So when you've got a terminal, the very first text is going to be on the very top left, because you start at the top and on the left side, just that's how English is aligned. So since that's where things start in a terminal, I guess that was determined to be 0, 0, and I this is just a guess. I assume it carried through. I'm organized, but why so many files? I've got way more in my devlog project. If you take a look at my devlogs, I think you can see how many I've got in multiples of the videos. I think I show this tree a lot. Wait, what's rude? Or are you not talking? Are you talking to the other floof? This is confusing. This is happening in my Discord server as well. Someone will say floof, and then I'll think they're talking to me, but they're not. Thank you, Brad. Okay, now what was I doing? Wait, I've still got this thing from the assets printing out. I need to get rid of that. That's annoying. So I do have the input now, which means I can do movement. The player does have access to the game, which means it has access to the input, which means I need to just have a template update in here so that it doesn't get confused if I call update on all the entities and nothing happening. Oh wait, oh, that's the wrong entities. I need the entity, this one. So def update self pass self. It actually does need to take DT pass. So let me go down here and take DT as well, and then update DT for player in self.players player.update DT. And then with this update, I can do the movement. So I need a speed here. Self.speed equals 4. Actually, this is like how many pixels I move per second now, because I'm using DT. I'm used to thinking in terms of frames. So I want to move 100 pixels per second. So now I do if self.game.input.moving right. So motion by default is going to be 0, 0. But motion 0 plus equals self.speed by dt. And if self.game.input.moving left, I do the opposite. And I can do the same thing again for the y-axis. Moving up, now it's going to be down. And up. Just put a 1 and 1. Now I can do a good old self.move. And then motion, I need to get a list of tiles. I need a system. I think for that on its own it should work. No. KD is not defined. I need from Pygame the locals. Wait, I need Pygame itself. So, it doesn't know what sys is. Oops. Import sys. So I also need to figure out what's going on with my input here. Can I move right? Boot. Wait. D. So it knows I'm moving. Nice. Oh, I didn't call the entity update. Right. So self.entities.update dt or self.window.dt. No. Pygame is not defined in entity.py. Alright. Import Pygame. Oh, we just stick. Okay. Why does it when I look at chat I see the weirdest things? Why would you stick Python in a blender? What are you talking about here? Oh, you want to use it in Blender? Okay. I know Python had something to do with Blender. I don't know what it is though. Just something with their API. I don't know. I do need to learn Blender at some point because I do plan on getting into 3D stuff at some point. Is this for a video? No, I'm just streaming. I mean, like I might make a devlog later, but yeah. I move left. What? What is okay? What did it run into? It's like moving like it ran into something. If motion does not equal 0, 0, just debug print motion. What happened here? Wait a second, I know what it is. I forgot it doesn't like moving on non-integers. Oops. So I gotta fix that. That's one of the issues with the library thing. Since I'm using DT, are you also using clock.tech? No, I'm not. I'm not using clock.tech because I'm using DT. So I need to redo this so that it, in theory, okay. Wait, this is what I need to do. If self.position 0 does not equal self. Wait. How do I do this? Oh, I need to keep track of the old position, so orig x equals self.position 0. And then I need to do the same thing for y. If orig x does not equal self.position 0, that means it's changed, then I need to change it. So I need to do this as well here. If orig y does not equal self.position 1, don't do that. So to explain what I'm doing here, rect can only work with integer positions. So by updating the position based on the rect collisions to a rect position, every time I call move, I'm forcing the player's position to be an integer. So when I'm moving, I can only move by integers. So I just switched it to work with floats, I think. Yeah, I can move around properly now. The bow doesn't have a background properly. So there's movement. I do need to do doorways and stuff. That's an absurdly small amount of stuff to get done with how long I've been sitting here, but I did a lot of structural stuff with entities. Next up, I need to get rid of that print statement, actually. Where'd the sneaky boy go? Where is it? Am I putting it over here? No. Oh wait, it is here. What's happening? I'm making a game. Might want to remove Kyoto. Why? Remove him for what? I only see 6, 7, 8, 9 messages. Or a few more if I... Oh, I see. I ever thought of making a course? No, I think the education should be, I think the education should be free. Like, and then if you benefit from it, you can buy my stuff if you want. Okay, and here you can see the whole half pixels thing I was talking about. Anyways, I need to do physics next. Whoa, there's 99 people right now. We're really close to 100. I hit 100 like one other time, I think. Alright, so collisions. Got reflections working. Some people were talking about that in my Discord server. It's not too hard. You just flip the image, set an alpha, and you might want to hide it behind something a little bit, depending on how you're doing it. Okay, so I need to get this list of tiles, which is gonna be a bit of a mess, because I need to know. I think I just need to collect all the visible ones. That'll do it. So that comes from the map. Well, the map is just rendering it on a per room basis. I need to redo that. I think I'm going to use more primitive functions for a little bit, but when I add room transitions, I'm going to need to work from a little bit of a higher level. Get room tiles. Actually, I feel like when I create a room, it... Wait, let me just do self dot. Nah. I prefer the dynamically generated stuff, actually, I think. So, def get room tiles. I'll fix this if it slows things down, but for the time being, I don't think it's a huge issue. Room position. I do need an offset thing, I think. Do I? Wait. No, I don't. Why don't I use PyCharm? I just don't. I have videos on animation in Pygame, so you guys can look that up. Okay, so it's just 4 tile. Wait, no. Okay. I'm gonna do this thing again. Pass. Let's check if it exists, and then I can do tiles. Is that 4 tile and self dot data string position room position tiles append tile Wait, no. So tile's position is okay. Pygame.rect tile position 0. But I think I can just copy this actually. I don't want the offset part. So it's just that, and then I do 1. And then I put in the tile size. And there's my rects. So I can return that. Tiles. So, like I said, right now I'm gonna have to work with some primitive functions. Later on I'm going to have it set up so the map has a specific spot you're like at, and it knows which tiles are visible to you. So, and it knows it internally, so it's just an attribute I access. But for the time being, I'm going to pull that from here. So, self.map.get room tiles. Wait, I keep forgetting. Okay, yeah, room positions next. So, map position, which is 0, 0 by default. Collidables. Actually, self.map.collidables equals that. I'm gonna do that. That's a bit of a hack for now. I think that's gonna be the attribute I use later to store everything in. So self.collidables equals an empty list. Now I can, from the player, work with the collidables. So self.game.map.collidables. I think, no. String indices must be integers. What? Is tile a string? Oh, yeah, it is. I just remembered. I had too many files. I forgot this line is important. Yeah, I know that Atom takes up a bunch of RAM. I don't care. I got like 16 gigs. It's not light. I don't think it's Electron. Right now for me, Atom is taking about, well, it's moving around, I can't see, like I think 400 megabytes, which is a lot. Yeah, I'm 19. Argument must be a rectangle style object. What's wrong here? Oh, I only put tile size once. Also, music stopped. I'm not 12. Why did my screen just flash? I just saw that on the YouTube playback thing. Did it actually stop, or is it just a silent part on a track? I don't think it stopped. Wait, hold on. So how old am I? I said 19. Okay, where is this thing? I'm looking for the Python process. I think it crashed somehow. I'm curious how that happened. I don't know. I haven't tested it much, so whatever. Start it up again, I guess. Here we go. Right, problem solved. Woohoo. Am I going to publish this game? I mean, when it's done. Am I pursuing a degree? Yes, I just finished the semester. I'm in computer science. I believe with the semester just finished, there's a million different ways to measure it, but I'm pretty sure I'm a junior. Okay, so map. I need the extra tile size. What's wrong now? What's it mad about? What? Right. Argument 1, argument 2. Is it like a float or something? What's it? You know, I could just take this and do print so I can see what it's freaking out at. Oh, tile sizes. Oops. Yeah, I forgot it was not a single integer, it's a list. That explains it. So, no, collisions are not here. Hello. So, print self.game.map.collidables. So there's all the collidables. Question is, why am I not colliding with them? So entity is going to be under move, so tiles. I need to look here, so if hit list does not equal that, print hit list. So in theory, if I hit something, yeah, it knows I hit it. So now it needs to where's my file? Entity. See, I notice I'm hitting them. 101 people, nice. Collision programming, yeah. So somewhere in here it's not applying these collisions. I'm gonna see if that's it, maybe. Ooh. Yeah, okay, it doesn't see a change there. So now I just slowly debug my way up here. So I'm moving left, so the collision should be this way. Ooh. So it sees that. Where is? Why do I keep losing it? Energy. So Temperect is being moved. Oh duh. Huh. Okay, you know what I need to do? Instead of doing that, I need to put it here. That's what I need to do. I don't know, I need to check if there was a change, because I just changed it when there is a change. So I can get rid of the original values. There we go. My hitbox is a little bit scuffed. Oh yes, it's because I forgot the double pixels thing. So, player needs to in fact be, player is actually 14 by 14, not 7 by 7. There we go. So that works properly. So now room transitions is gonna be interesting. So I need to be able to show multiple rooms at the same time. And get the hitboxes for multiple rooms at the same time. It's gonna all have to do with scroll. Well, first let's get the basic scroll value working. So, I'm gonna need a camera object of some kind to keep track of the scroll, and also do other things. It's probably gonna do like screen shake and stuff. So, camera.py class camera def init self scroll equals that, and that's all I gotta do. Oh, it's gonna be like true scroll equals this, and self.scroll equals int self.true scroll 0, and yeah, convert it to an integer. Because a lot of the rendering stuff does some funky, it has funky alignment issues if you don't render it with integers. What are all these emojis? Are these modules pre-made? Actually, right now, everything's from the ground up. Normally I do reuse stuff, but not this time. My base code is already out. It's in pretty much all of my projects. It's just engine or entity.py. I think it changes names. So if you look at my games, you can find it easily. So scrolling. So I do, wait, from scripts.camera import camera. Oh, it's just carrying data right now, so for the time being it doesn't actually need access to the game as an object. So just self.camera.scroll is where the scroll is being stored at. So for fun, self.camera.scroll 0 equals dt by 10. So that's 10 pixels per second left. Update. Okay, so self.camera.scroll. I need to scroll on the players, so it's right here. What's the player supposed to do in the game? I mean, it's basically gonna be enter the dungeon with cards. Will pixel perfect collisions not make the character jumpy? What? No. Watch my videos on those types of collisions. It's not like it works fine. You just gotta do it the way I do it. So I've got entities on the map, so I should be able to. No. Oh, right. So it's self.window.dt. Wait, that's not right. So the player's going in the correct direction because the camera's supposed to be going left. The tiles are not. Where's my render room? Render room is under map.py. I can get rid of that file. I don't need to look at that, and I don't need to look at that, and I don't need to look at that. I need to start closing some of these. I don't need to look at the input. Okay, so render room It needs to be minus offset, not plus. There we go. Now we've got a moving camera. So now the difficult part is showing multiple rooms. Also, I need to be able to apply the room position to the tile position. Here, man. What am I looking for? Wait. My mind went blank. You see movement is like 2 speed? What? That's not how it works either. Watch my video on it. Is it a game where the camera scrolls with the player making it scroll? Without, no. This is just for testing purposes. Alright, so back to this. What is it doing? I need to look at it again. What was it doing? What was it doing? I can walk outside. Oh, right. I remember. Offsets. That's map. So it needs to apply the offset of the room position. So the room size is going to be determined by... Where's map gen? Determined by area size. So... what am I looking for here? Area size 0 by tile size 0 by room position 0 plus, and then area size 0 by tile size 0 by room position 0 plus. Okay, this is a lot. I think I need code to convert tile positions here. Def convert tile to px. So tile position, and I just do return, and it's just gonna be this massive thing here. That's the thing. Wait. So it needs the room position and the tile position. And then there is no offset here. That's applied later. Now I can just do under position equals convert tile to px, room position, tile position, like that I think. And then under position 0 minus offset 0, under position 1 minus offset 1. I think that'll do it. Nope. It's not defined. What? Did I do a typo? Convert tile to px. What? Why wouldn't it be defined? Oh, it's because I forgot the self. It's past your bedtime. Oh, you're learning earlier than I did. Is this using Pygame? Yeah. It's not Unity. This is Atom, is like the IDE is Atom. Tile is not defined. Map. It's going to be tile position 0. Tile position 1. There we go. So you can't see anything there. Oh, whoa. The player's not staying constant with everything else. That's not good. Did I just pass true scroll? Wait. Well, there's our problem. And then I'm gonna make property def scroll self, and then it just returns this. There we go. That's the way it should be done. That's much better. I can resize this. Could I export this to PC mobile? I don't know how to do mobile, but you can. PC, yeah, I've done in the past. There are a lot of people that use arcade, but it's more of a learning thing, I think. It's not as good as Pygame 2 in terms of performance. It was pretty even with normal Pygame, but it fell behind with Pygame 2. What is the app property? Thing. We'll go back. It makes it so that whenever I do self.scroll, it makes it call the scroll function, and the value of self.scroll is whatever this returns. You're leaving? Bye. Alright, so next up is rendering multiple rooms, so I have to determine what rooms are visible. In theory, the camera should be... should always be a multiple of the size of the map. Okay. Okay, for now I need to just determine which areas are visible. What do I recommend to learn Python? I don't know if you're here earlier, but I mentioned the book Inventing Games with Python. I don't know if the author's name is Al Swigart or I Swigart, because fonts, I don't remember if it was an I or an L. I think they look the same sometimes. GML? What's GML? Okay, so I need a function to get visible rooms. It's gonna need access to the camera. It already has access to the camera. So has the tile size and the area size, so I think at all times one of its axes should be on the line. So if how should I do this? I think, wait. Doing math in my head. I hate doing math on stream. It doesn't ever work out well. You just subscribed? Nice. So I need to do self.game.camera.scroll0. I think I can divide it by tile size 0 by area size 0. And if that is 0, I'm on the line. Yeah. So it's so if it's not 0, I just do that. Print off grid H. And then I can do the same thing for the y-axis. Print off grid V. I should start printing off grid. Oh, I didn't call the thing map. So get visible rooms. So it's self.map.get visible rooms. Boom. So it knows it's off grid H, and in theory, if I take this out, it should stay fine. Great. So that's how I can tell where I'm off grid. So if I'm off the grid, that means well, if the camera's off the grid, then I need to load 2 rooms visually. Where is it? Map. So it should be one or the other. I can do both. Wait, so for trying to think about how I determine which ones they are. So one of them is going to be tile size 0 by area. Wait, no, wait. So one of them is just going to be this number. I need to figure out how to determine the other one, and what I'm thinking. Wait, I'm gonna need the double slash here. Good old double slash. Let's see if something is, so 5, 2 is 2, but -5, 2 is -3. Okay, that's what I need. Because if you convert to an integer, it truncates differently than if you do integer division. And I need integer division so it doesn't mess up on negative numbers. If it messes up on negative numbers, my rendering is going to get broken. GameMaker 2? I mean, I don't know hardly anything about GameMaker. Do I recommend Pygame instead of arcade? Depends what you're trying to do. I think it sounds like arcade's easier to get into. But I'm pretty sure Pygame 2 has arcade beat on performance. And also, you're going to learn more about programming if you use Pygame 2. Do I use Spider? I don't know what that is. I wouldn't say Python or C++ for making games. For most people, it's C#. Because that's just what Unity uses. Languages aren't a huge deal. I mean, like, obviously, I think C++ is not a very good language for making games. But Unreal uses it. Scripting languages are better for making games, in my opinion. Like, just the higher level languages like Python and stuff. And a lot of mods, like games that allow modding, a lot of the times they use Lua, which is good. How proficient should you be with Python when you start learning Pygame? I would say you need to understand lists, dictionaries. I think you need to have an understanding of objects, kind of. You can get away without knowing it, but you're going to have to learn it at some point. And also you don't have to know like loops and stuff. I mean, it's just kind of the basics. What game am I making? It's essentially Enter the Gungeon with cards. I might look up Spider later. I'm not gonna do it on stream right now. Anyways, so one of the positions should be here. I need to figure out where the other one is. Actually, wait. So by default, one of them is going to be here, actually. And how do I do this? Okay. So if my camera is the top left corner of my camera is in the middle of a room, this will evaluate to the left side. I think this position will always be the left side. So if you're off grid on the x-axis, that means that the other visible room should be positions 0, 0 plus 1, positions 0, 1. So that's how the x-axis works. And then for y-axis, it should be the same thing, except it's down. So for p in positions dot append p0 plus wait, no, p0 p1 plus 1. So the reason why I've got for loop here is because in the event that for some reason it's off grid on both axes, I want it to be able to show all four that should be visible. So turn positions. Actually, what I'm going to do is self.visible rooms, and then self.visible rooms equals positions. That copy. So now I can do print self.visible rooms. Invalid syntax. Map. Do I have one too many? Oh, I'm missing a, wait, what is this? What am I looking at? Oh, I chopped off, that. No attribute visible rooms. What? What's that? So it should have started. That's a lot of print statements because this thing's running really fast right now. Started on that. Wait, 002. That's not correct. How did that happen? Hold on. Yeah, how did it get into the negative ones? It should have been... Oh, oops. That needs to be... That's how that happened. There we go. That's how I properly get the visible stuff. So now that I have this, I can make a render function that makes use of the other stuff. Actually, I need an update function first. So def update self dt. It needs to call get visible rooms self dot. And then I need a def render self, and it needs the camera. Well, it has the camera. So just self. So it should update should always be called before render. So for room in, wait, no. Yes, okay, for room in self dot visible rooms, render room. And then I need to do the room position, which should be that. And the surface I'm rendering to, oh, I need the surface. So let's just surf. And then offset is going to be the from the camera. So self.game. This has access to game, right? Yeah, camera.scroll. That should do it. So now if I go over here, did I remove that print? Because that's gonna be annoying if I didn't. No, I didn't. Hold on. So not just map.update. Self.game. Oh, no, self.window.dt. And then render room. I'm gonna render it before I render the entities. So. And it's just gonna be render this time. And self.window.screen. Crash, nice. Render room is not defined. Yeah, I need a self. Is there no room on the left? In theory, there is a room on the left. Where is it? Anyways, reading the chat for a moment here. How do you update app in Python? What? Why do I change files? I don't know what you're talking about. And what am I calling it? I mean, it's right here. It's Extermin Archer. Alright, back to this. I need to figure out why it's not rendering. I'm just gonna do a print room. So I know what rooms it's trying to render here. So it's trying to render both the rooms, which is correct. I do need to check if it exists. Well, I think in theory, if it doesn't exist, I should get the warning thing where it's like, entered non-existent room. I'm concerned that I haven't gotten that error yet, but so it's rendering both rooms in theory. Let me just make sure that this is the only one rendering. Yeah, it's the only one rendering. I'm taking note of the terrain because I'm wondering. So this time I entered a non-existent room. I'm trying to get a certain layout so I can help debug. Oops. So in theory, I don't know where these things are going. Do you need to create more than one file to make a game? No. A lot of my games are pretty close to one file. I do use a few, but not that many. I have released multiple games where it is literally just one file. You like my funny words? What? What funny words? How to use Pygame? What type of Pygame? I haven't done it, but it's not hard supposedly. I don't at all. I make my own editors. Or position. I wonder if for some reason it's not getting them offset correct for the room position. Or I need to check the map generation code here because maybe it's already applying it and it's going to the wrong spot. Generate map, there's batch delete. There's the part where it makes the tiles get room data. X, Y. Yeah, it doesn't apply the room position here. It doesn't care. Okay, time for the messy method. So if wait, no, that's the wrong one. If room position is -1, 0, print render position. Yes, this is Pygame. How long does it take to write 100 lines? I mean, it depends on what you're writing. I've probably written over 100 today. So all of the things it's trying to render are at negative positions. That sounds about right. These numbers look about right. I want to see it with the offsets applied though. So let's look at that minus offset 0, render position 1 minus offset 1. Non-existent room. Okay, it's still coming up negative. So there's probably my problem. Wait, I'm curious as to why all the it should not be negative horizontally. That's interesting. Oh, I'm stupid. This needs to be ones. That should do it, I think. Yeah, there it is. Finally. The boarding room is probably not going to have physics, so yeah, it doesn't have physics yet. But I can go over here. Square brain. Yeah, I do need to add physics. That's simple enough, though. So, in the update function, I can generate the tiles. So, where am I calling this from? So, game map collidables. So, where are the collidables? Okay. Collidables are fine there. Get room tiles, map position. So, in update, I can do self.collidables equals that for room in self.visible rooms, self.collidables plus equals get room tiles room. There we go. I should do it. And now I can take out this other collidables part. And I think I should have... Nope. I keep forgetting the self. What? I can't... Wait. This... Get room tiles does not apply the room position. So... This is going to be the same position code, I think. Actually, I think can I just... At least, does this work? I just do star self.convert tile to px tile position and room position. Let's see if the splat works. Oh my goodness, I think it did. Yeah, nice splat. That's gonna look really confusing if someone reads that. I don't know what's going on. That doesn't look right. I'm going one pixel in there. Not sure why that is. Top side physics look good. Bottom side physics look good. Left. Why is it just this one side? Oh wait. How many hours per day do I spend coding? Less than 1. Alright, so what went wrong here? The tile positions appears to be changing, which is odd. I should be getting the same positions every time. Room positions in integer, tile positions not changing. These should be constant. I'm confused as to why it's spazzing out like that. It's possible it's a visual thing, but I'm also kind of doubting it. Oh wait, it could be an issue with the order I'm applying scroll. I don't think so though, because I did it at the beginning. Huh. I'm gonna take a look at this again. Oh, what I can do is I can just print out the player position, see if the player's spazzing out or if it's the tile. If the tile's spazzing out, it might teleport in theory. So you can see the decimal position there. What I'm looking at is the X position. So you can see it is spazzing out as opposed to... That does... Oh wait, it's float rendering, that's what it is. Okay, and it has something to do with it being a negative float. I bet you if I got to the right side I wouldn't have that issue. And I bet if I go up, I would be a pixel off above. So it has nothing to do with physics. If I'm correct. So I take the render. This needs to be an integer. Or wait. Hold on. I don't want to do that because it truncates it the wrong way. It might need to be no, bad habit. What is the floor of 2.2? Math.floor 2.2. Math.floor negative 2.2. Should be, yeah. So I need to use floor here. Alternatively, I think I can just do integer division by 1. That'll be easier. And that should fix the issue, I think. It's still spazzing out. Wait, is it actually spazzing? Empty room. Okay, let's see. So I can see it's spaz in there. That should not be evaluating to different positions. That should be constant. But it might do some weird stuff with the way the scroll, like what the scroll's evaluating to. Okay, so there's a different issue here. Oops. Our no, the scroll's an integer. So how is it? Okay, wait. This is an interesting issue. Let's just print the render position here. Let's see what I get. Wait, where's entity? You've been here for a long time. Like, subscribed or watching the stream? Why Python, not C# or C++? I can make games faster with it. I need a left room. Here we go, left room. So it is coming out as a, like, what is that? What is that? So every now and then it's getting set to 30. Oh. Do I need to... I might need to floor it on the collisions. Like, what, this whole thing is a rounding issue because the player can move less than a pixel. Wait, I can't. Or maybe, wait. Well, this might be it. Will that fix it, maybe? Because it might have to do with where ref's calculated. Being calculated inconsistently. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. All that work to fix one pixel. Huh. Okay, so now we've got rooms. I need to make it so that I can move between rooms properly. So the camera needs to have a targeting system. So self.target position equals 0, 0. You just have an update function, def update self dt self.true scroll. Wait, DT doesn't work well with... Yeah, DT really does not work well with the math I was about to do. I can try and do it, but it doesn't. So let's see. True scroll 0 plus equals self.target position 0 minus self.true scroll 0. Divided by 10. Can I just do by 10? Oh, divide by 20. Oh, it's 30. By, let's do dt by, it should be, okay, that's like if it were 60. If I'm running at 60 FPS, this should evaluate to 1. Things start to get weird if this number is too small, right? I think. I'll leave it for now. I can do the extra math later. Okay, so self.camera.update self.window.dt. There we go, camera. That works. So now I just need to make it so that when I cross a border, the target position updates. So def target room self room position. From dot map import tile size area size tile self dot target position 0 equals room position 0 by tile size by area by area size 0 by tile size 0. That should be the total number of pixels in a room. So now if I do self.camera.target room and I do -1 0, the rounding there, I need to put a minimum on movement speed here. Actually, I'll just do this. So if abs target, just take this number here, is less than 1, self.true scroll 0 equals 0. Let's do 0.5. Wait, no, not 0. Equals self.target position 0. I need it to get perfectly aligned. Okay, I can get rid of that variable, I think. So now I just need to call that function when I get into the right spot, which is gonna be done by this. So I'm gonna do a self dot main equals. Oh, is that super chat? Wow, thank you. Thank you, Dark. That's the second super chat I've ever gotten. Is that not showing up on stream? Or wait. Oh, it is. It shows up a lot different. Wow, okay. Interesting. Alright. So self.main equals, I'll make this an extra arc, so main equals true, main. And if it's main, the camera will follow it. So if self.main, and it should be like, I think it's pretty much just if you're outside the bounds of the camera. Hold on, I'm gonna pull some other variables in here though. So if self dot position 0 is less than self.game.camera.scroll0. It's not for Game Jam, it's just for myself. It's going to be a medium-sized game that I'm possibly going to sell. So if it's less than that, then I know the camera needs to move left. I need a move function, so def camera move. Let's do self.room target equals 0 0. Self.room target equals room position a copy. Self.camera.target room self.wait. So self.camera. Did I just room target and target room was still not confusing at all. 0 -1 and self.camera.room target 1. And then if self.position 0 is more than self.game.camera.scroll0 plus, and it's going to be the area size 0 by tile size 0, that's the size of the room. Then we move right, which is going to be +1. So I just need to do the other directions now. Autocomplete 1. No, that's not 1. So all these be 1s. So now I take this out. It's going to be -1 +1. Take this out, and that might be enough. So this is actually, it's going to be position plus. I'm going to add an attribute here. Where's it's, no, I need entity. I need a at property def center self return self. Wait, self.position 0 plus self.size 0 split in half, enter division, position 1, self.size 1, 2. Now I can use center instead of position for the room alignment. I see some pings in the chat. I'm going to read it in a moment. Just want to get this working. Alright. You've got a coding question? If you go to my Discord server, which is a link to in a lot of my videos, there's questions channels where there's a bunch of people that can help you. Also, I don't know anything about graphics libraries with Java. How many programming languages do you know? Wait, hold on, let me show you. Here's my website if you guys haven't been to it. I have this page for my skills or whatever. Yeah, a lot of people tend to contact me at my game development email, which is actually linked over here. But a lot of people contact me at that email with freelance requests, like, so they'll pay me and to make something or something like that. So I made a page here to list. It's like a mini resume. So I've got, yeah, Python, JavaScript, C++. It was in order that I knew them, but now I know C better than C++, and I would actually drop C++, a little bit lower, probably Lua. The thing is, I forget these over time. A lot of these are things I've learned in the past and that I can't just do off the top of my head right now, but I can do with a couple Google searches. The ones I can do off the top of my head are Python, JavaScript, and C. Yeah. The other ones I can do fairly easy with a bit of Googling. Okay, anyways, let's see if the camera's working. Nope. Oh, oops, I did that in the wrong spot. This needs to be up here, not down there. So, player has no, oops, player, so it's gonna be self.game.camera. And hopefully that works. I saw it activated at the right time. So there's one over here. You know, I'm gonna increase the player speed. This is too slow. Let's double the speed. We fast now. Nope. Player has no attribute camera. What? Didn't I just? Okay. This is not the game of life. What? I don't know what happened there, but did the camera just bounce? Actually, what I do need to do. Why is it saying it's a non-existent room? Negative. Oh, that makes sense actually. It's the DT stuff. Like, it's messing with me. Where's DT? DT cannot be more than. Wait. Yeah, I don't want DT to do more than a second. Wait, no. Huh. Anyways, I need to make it so the camera is not so touchy. So it's less than that, minus, like, let's say 10. And let's say plus 10. Plus 10. Plus 10. I'm confused as to why it's bouncing back like it is. So in our case, it's gonna be this part. So scroll 0, area size. Yeah, that makes sense. That's not left. I need the left room. So I'm on -13. It's -14. Yeah, that would be okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna freeze frame it right where it happens so I can see what it's actually doing here. So import time. Better do some spaghetti. Freeze frame. 5 seconds. It's not a left doorway, not a left doorway. Give me a left doorway. Yeah, it flung too far. How did it go so far though? Self.game.camera.target room target. Oop. So it's aiming for, wait, -4. Why is it going for -4? And it's working its way back. How? What is going on there? Okay, you know, I'm just gonna take out the DT. I think I need to not do this type of math. This is an incremental based math, and it's very dependent on how many times it's applied. It's not very linear. So for the time being, I'm going to leave it like that. Later, I'm going to have to switch it to a different algorithm that's not using this. This is not... It works really well when you're not multiplying it by different values. Let's see. Yeah, that's working. I need to... can get rid of this now. Yeah, it's just the DT that was messing me up. Ooh. And I think... Can I just remove these? I think I can. They don't seem that important. There we go. That's working. So I want to make the camera a little bit slower. It's because the frame rate's so high. Nothing I can do about that for the time being. I guess I'm gonna have to switch the algorithm. But now I can explore what the... Okay. Did it have a memory leak? What? It ran out of memory. Alright, How did it run out of memory? So it ran out of memory on get visible rooms. So question is, how many visible rooms were there? So every time I'm gonna do print positions. Boop, I can go that way. Down. Is this increasing? I can't tell. Okay. It got into some sort of infinite loop. How much memory do I have? I don't have all my RAM allocated to it. This is default. I don't know how much it is. It's probably like a gigabyte or something. My games normally only use like 30 to 40 megabytes of RAM. It's hilarious. So has something to do with this, maybe? Okay, I need to figure out where the loop is. I'll just stick on here, print, boop. And print positions. So I can solve the loops getting stuck there. Yeah, I'll show you in a moment. Can't go up either. I don't... Wait. I'm confused. Okay, suppose it's in this loop it's getting stuck. Oh, I'm stupid, because it's adding to the same thing it's using for its iteration, so it just keeps getting longer. Yeah, okay. There we go. So there's the end there. You can go this way. What was that? Physics. Okay, that was fine. Down, up, down. I do want to do a mini map later. So that's a functional map. I can make it like 10 times bigger as well. I think I need to remove that boop. Where's the boop? Here's the boop. Where's my map gen? Wait, do I do it right here? Oh, it's right here. So I can do like 15 rooms. So there's plenty of places to go. That's a dead end. There's a door here. Looks like a lot of people are leaving. Oh, it's Jet Omnivore. I recognize you. What resources and strategies do you use to get better at programming? I mean, I just make stuff. It happens. I mean, I think just making a wide variety of projects is pretty much the best thing you can do. Like, the music player I've got right now, and the overlay you're seeing in the bottom left was something I wrote, and that was a new experience. Games themselves actually do give you like a wide variety of logical experience. It doesn't give you a whole lot in terms of languages and libraries, but in terms of the thought process for programming, if you're using Pygame or something where you have to come up with the logic for the game yourself instead of using built-in features for like an engine or something, you're gonna be pretty well off. But yeah, I do other projects as well, like I've done a few things with computer vision, like I made a drawing tablet out of a laser pointer in a table, so like the camera would track the point from the laser pointer and it would move my mouse around. That was fun, and I actually drew a picture with it. It's an Incada. I might have it somewhere. I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. is an interesting picture. I don't know if I've got it here. Not there. Commission, video samples. Wait, I have a bunch of stuff in here that is not. Commissions, sample, wait. Where's sample? Nope. I might not actually have my artwork in here. I don't know where it would be. So I don't think I could show you the picture I drew with it, but it was a pretty decent picture. It was the best thing I had drawn around that time period because it was much easier than drawing with a mouse. I actually do have a drawing tablet now, which is why I don't use that thing anymore. I also don't even have the laser pointer anymore, so I can't use it. It was weird because it used libraries that were exclusive to Python 2 and exclusive to Python 3, which meant that I had to have two separate processes running to use those separate libraries, because there's no way to do it other than to use Python 2 and 3 at the same time. It was messy, but it worked. I hated that part of it, but it was a cool project. Do I mainly use Python to make games? Yeah. Fading effect when the player is moving? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, lots of non-existent rooms being entered here. I'm not... Camera's doing some funky stuff. I'm gonna have to debug that eventually. But I think I'm going to stop it here because I've been streaming for 2 hours and 48 minutes. I got what I wanted to do done. Next up is gonna be like the bow part where I can shoot arrows. Yeah, I haven't used PyMonk. I don't know if I answered that already. So, my memory's dying. Anyways, yeah, next up is like arrows and stuff, and the player, like the animation for the movement and stuff like that. And then after that, I'm gonna have to like start working on enemies and whatnot. But yeah, that's it for today. I have some stuff I gotta do. I gotta do some freelancing before I go to sleep. Well, I used to make 3D games in the future. For 3D, I'll use Godot. Other ways of animating outside of the programming language, and then importing the whole animation and switching between each frame and code. Yeah, I do that in my games. Just anything with animations, I'm pretty sure you can take a look at how I do that. Do you use anything to plan features? No, it's just kind of in my head. I mean, for some projects, when I get close to finishing them, I'll make a list. And I'll be like, I need to do this. Like, for Super Potato Bra and Drawn Down Abyss, I had like lists, and I would allocate things to specific days. Once I was further along development, and I could tell when the end was, and I could actually had a full list of features I wanted before I was done. But that would only apply for the last, I don't know, 20 hours of work. And so I only did that for like, what is that, 20, like 10, 20%, no, not 10, 20, 15, 20% of the development cycle. So most of the time, I've just got it in my head. I have a general idea of what I want to do. Anyways, that's it. That's it for the stream, I guess. So, I once did my outro for my tutorials and whatnot. That's pretty much it for this video. It's a bad habit. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have a video out this weekend. I know it's been a while. I was just busy with finals and stuff. So yeah, ending the stream here. Bye.